Today I'm going to share my thoughts about all these Toy Story 5 updates we've been getting, and then we're going to end on a Toy Story themed game. All that and more coming up. I always said, as long as they continue to make Toy Story movies, I will go see them. But then again, I've always said that about the Jurassic movies, and look where that got me. So, Pixar, I am begging you, do not go full Dominion. Don't do it. But here's a description of the opening of Toy Story 5. I will put the link down below. So this was somebody that was at D23 and they showed the first few minutes of the movie. The scene started with Tim Allen's Buzz Lightyear in a POV shot, opening his eyes and looking at a palm tree overhead. So already, Pixar, at the very opening frame of this movie, is apologizing for Lightyear. Okay, going on, he says, seeming lost, this Buzz sees a box for another Buzz model labeled High Tech Edition before running off, entering a shipwreck shipping crate filled with unopened action figures. The Buzzes are all activated. They march to the edge of the island and realize they are stranded, dropping their heads in unison and feeling defeated. So then you've got the army of Buzzes. They assemble at night around a fire. And one looks up at the sky and says, Star. The rest of them reply, Command. Before the entire group starts chanting, Rendezvous with Star Command.
Fashion show at lunch.
As this chant goes on, the group builds a massive raft and uses it to head out into the ocean while gazing up at the stars. I'm open to this. I am. They haven't let me down yet with Toy Story. Pixar has not given me reason to not look forward to a Toy Story movie. They've given me reasons not to see any of their latest original movies. So I understand why they're hanging on to sequels so much. It's because right now that seems to be the only thing that's working. What's the one thing that all these movies that are getting sequels have in common? They all had John Lasseter. They all had John Ratzenberg. They all had the original crew, the most brilliant minds ever to enter into the Hollywood industry. Check out this video I did about John Ratzenberger. I think you'll enjoy it. They stopped using him. I don't want to give too much away, but the movies he's not in are the ones that suck. I can see this opening. I can see this playing out on the screen in front of me. The problem I have, though, is why? Why do we know? Why did they show the first 5 minutes? Think about it. From Toy Story 2 to now, all the openings were very unique and distinctive. Is that word distinctive? They were distinctive. I think that's a word. I'm going to stick with it. They were unique, and it was always a surprise to go into the movie theater to see the next Toy Story movie and be surprised at the opening. I feel like Pixar has always put the most thought into their hooks into these movies, and I'm sad that they decided to spoil it. I realize I just did that for you, but I don't know if it's because Disney doesn't have faith in the project. I don't know if they were test running it to see what people thought of it, but they also seem to be giving away who the villain is, which is somebody called Lilypad, which is like a technology machine, like those leapfrog things. I was too old for those. And that's something else. A Toy Story movie never gave away the villain. Now, they could be tricking us, whereas it's not Lilypad. Lilypad's going to be like the hero of the day. But then you also have Tim Allen saying that this is Jessie's story. But then they're throwing Woody out into the promotionals, so he's back. We don't know about Bo Peep. Now, I want to give them all the benefit of the doubt. Don't get me wrong. I want this movie to succeed. Just like I wanted Anthony Mackie to succeed as the new Captain America. The whole studio let him down. But with the Toy Story movie, it's not going to matter how good of a performance Tom Hanks turns in. None of that's going to matter. It is all reliant upon the writing. And we already know that the art is going to be great. But it's like, how many whack job ideas have the artists been able to sneak into this movie because we don't have John Lasseter and Pixar's not the same as it used to be. And so what I'm afraid of is that it's going to be fan fiction. And you can't tell me that Lightyear wasn't exactly that. It was a poorly made film that had all these ideas coming from people. They weren't around when Andy was watching the Buzz Lightyear show. They don't know what he'd be watching. It's all and I'm not trying to sound like the old fuddy-duddy who just doesn't want these kids coming in and taking over our parking spots. Like, that's not it at all. But when you go into a studio, you are responsible as the newly hired employee to take on that company as your own. And what's happened, I feel like, with these Turning Red and Elio, all these dumb things they keep putting out, all these newly hired employees, they made the company turn into something that they wanted. Pixar was hijacked. They once made the greatest films ever put to theaters, and I can't even be bothered to watch a trailer anymore. Now, something else that's positive is that they're bringing in Conan O'Brien. I love his podcast. I love everything Conan. I think he's great. He was the voice of the robots in The Mitchells versus the Machines.
Glad those robots are gone. Now it's just us humans with our very human faces.
These guys seem dumber than the other robots.
But the other good thing we have is Andrew Stanton. If you don't know, he directed Finding Nemo, he directed WALL-E, but he's been part of the writing teams for so many incredible movies. At least we have somebody at the helm who knows what he's doing. So he's going to know how to bring this world back. And I am very optimistic. I'll end with this, that one of the key themes in these movies is Woody, his desires, his goals always get subverted. In the first movie, he wanted to get rid of Buzz. He wanted to remain top dog in Andy's room. But he ends up allowing Buzz to kind of take the leadership role in the room. Allow him to be the favorite of Andy's. In the second movie, he wants to be part of the Roundup gang. But then he's like, no, that's a bad idea. I want to stay here with you guys. The third movie, he wants to be there for Andy, even if that means being stuck in the attic for 30 years.
Andy's gonna tuck us in the attic. It'll be safe and warm.
And we'll all be together.
Exactly.
But then he obviously doesn't choose that. He realizes he needs to make a different choice at the end. And the fourth one, trying to get back home to Bonnie, but he stays with Bo Peep. So I am interested in seeing what the subverted goal of Woody's is going to be in this movie. But aside from my disappointment of them ruining the opening, allowing that to leak and then telling us who the bad guy is, the other thing that bothers me is now that it's so easy for Woody and the gang to join back up, the stakes are no longer there. It just shows that any goodbye now in this franchise, it's not final, it's temporary. It's very much akin to Marvel, where a death doesn't matter anymore. Now, there is still the chance that they could pull this off, but I feel like I'm like Doctor Strange saying there's one chance out of how many millions? They've got to find that one tiny thread that everybody is going to accept. I think it's going to be that or nothing at all. People are just going to be pissed, like, oh, that's lazy, what have you. So I really hope that they do that right, because I don't want the goodbyes in a Toy Story movie to be temporary. I think that could really cut down on the bitterness and the sadness of these films. I mean, what's next? Like, is Jessie going to find Emily? Oh, hey, let's just, hop in a moving van and let's go to Andy's college. Because I don't know if he's in college still. I would like to see what that kid's up to. What did he end up doing, right? I wouldn't mind seeing that, but I don't want them to shoehorn that in, though. So obviously I have a ton of thoughts about Toy Story 5. Am I excited? I am. I am excited. I'm always excited to go back to the Toy Story world. Always. But again, I just pray don't go full Dominion. That's all I'm asking, right? Keep it simple. Keep it surprising. Keep it sad. Keep it funny. Just keep it real. It's like, you've got to have this horror element. You need to have this existential crisis theme. You need to have, expectations subverted. You need to have surprises at the beginning. You need to make us cry at the end. There's all these conflicting elements that make a Toy Story movie a Toy Story movie. Without one of those, it's not going to be right. Pixar, the pressure is so on right now. I hope they know the immense responsibility they're carrying. I'm not trying to make Toy Story a bigger thing than it is, but it is a big thing. It's huge. You have, 3-4 generations of people that are going to see this movie. Toy Story is universal for everybody. If you take anything out, the film's going to suffer. And I don't want it to suffer. I don't want a Toy Story movie that gets less than 95%. I don't want that. I don't want to live in that world. I want every Toy Story movie to be 95% or higher. Obviously, I think they're all 100%. I would give Toy Story 4 99%. But do it right, Pixar. Do it right. And if they do need to delay it, by all means, go ahead. If you need to cancel it, like you should have done with so many other movies in the last 5 years. If you need to cancel it, no one would blame you. Just make sure when you put it out there that it's going to knock the socks off of every foot in that theater. Holy hell, that would stink. But you get my point. Now that I've shared my piece, I want to know what you guys think. Where are you at with Toy Story 5? Are you excited for it? Do you have hopes? You think it's going to suck? Let me know. Now let's go on to the Toy Story game I promised you. Step into the time machine, because my new series, Through the Decades, is just 1 or 2 videos away from premiering here on Beanlight Productions. In this series, I will be watching and reviewing the top 10 highest grossing movies of each year from 1980 to present day. And you have the chance to rewrite history by ranking and voting for your favorite movies from any given year. Not a fan of Back to the Future? You prefer Rocky IV? Then you can contribute to the official audience ranking and completely reorder the highest earners from each year. Together, we are going to answer the big questions. Which movies still hold up today, and which movies need to remain frozen in carbonite for all of eternity? If you want to get ahead of the game, my top 5 Buy Me a Coffee donors will get to suggest additional movies to put against the best of each year. So, buckle up, cowboy. This is more than just a countdown. This is a journey through film history, 1 year at a time. Want to watch? Want to play? Subscribe now so you don't miss the pilot episode airing very soon here on Beanlight Productions. I'm going to place a very conspicuous screen capture from each Toy Story movie. You just have to name which movie goes to which picture. And there is one picture up there that is the black sheep. It does not belong. You have to find out which picture that is. Leave your answers down below. I'll leave that up for 30 seconds or so. Time is up. I will reveal the answers in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time. Is it just me, or is it concerning that the 1-sentence synopsis on IMDb has a typo? Like, what if this is the amount of effort put into the movie? Oh, crap.